It's your boy Jose from Big Meat Sports. How are you guys doing on this lovely Thursday? We got a special guest, Omar, in the building. Just say hi, Omar. I know you're there. I see you now.
How you doing?
All
How's everybody doing
right.
tonight?
So this we're switching it up a little bit. This podcast is called Theilan Gate Fantasy Football. If some of you guys a lot of people play fantasy football. But in our group chat, there was something that happened this past weekend on fantasy football where a trade went down and it got canceled. And to be honest with you, I think it was not that good of a trade. It actually happened between me and Roberto. I gave Roberto the shot to come on this podcast to talk to and give us his view of it. And we got one more person. Hold on. We got Mr. Chris Aguirre live and in fact. So Roberto's not going to make it, but Chris is our commissioner and he wanted us to bring our differences on this podcast and see what was going on with this trade. So let me just go ahead and say from right here, all right, as Omar goes and shuts his door because he doesn't want his dog to come in. Okay. And Chris is on lunch break. We're on
I'm at work. I'm not even on lunch break. I'm at work, but I always make time, for the Big Meats Sports podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so look, as I explained in one-on-one text messages, I already said that when this trade happened, it was early in the morning when I saw it. I work overnight, half asleep, going on the shitter. I ain't gonna lie, on the shitter. Okay, and I just saw I needed a running back in this league. Saw Hunt and another running back. I thought it was somebody else. Okay, and I accepted the trade. Wake up, probably like 4 or 5 hours later. Wake up to 100 text messages. Ooh, that group chat was going wild, okay? And Omar decided to veto the trade and accidentally canceled the trade, which I am owing Omar a lot right now because when I look into that trade, I'm like, wow, this was a really bad trade, okay? And at first I went back at Omar. It's like, man, I need a running back. That's why I need this. That's why I made this trade. But when I look at Roberto's team, holy shit, I'm getting gypped on this trade. Okay. So as our commissioner, okay, what are your thoughts that went transpired?
Yeah. So first off, I want to say thanks for having me on, Jose.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to be a part of this show. I also want to thank Omar for taking the time to say what he has to say. I know him and I spoke in private as well, you and I. It's unfortunate that Rob is not here, but there's some things I do want to talk about. And first off, you said accidentally,
yes,
that Omar accepted that trade. And what I want to propose to Omar is, Omar, a lot of people have brought it up and they want to know, was it an accident or was it an accident?
No, it was. I followed an email. It's Saturday morning. You're just cleaning up your emails. Bam, 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 bam. Vote on a trade. Click the thing, and then I click the link, and it gives me the first option. What I didn't read was the top. It said LM tool,
league manager tool,
aka league manager tool. So no, and then once I did that, and I was like, oh man. I thought I just was the seventh vote, because of this happened since the night before. Maybe people got time to it. People are busy. Saturday, Friday. It's kind of shady on a Friday night. Do a trade. Let's do a trade at 4:00 on a Friday. Sounds shady, but I just had to vote no, and then this happened. Now I'm here because I'm getting penalized.
So some of you guys don't know that we voted on 3 options, and one of the options were to come on this platform and talk about it and discuss about it. discuss about what happened. Roberto, coincidentally, his phone is not charging. If he knew that this was going to happen, I think I'll have my phone charged and ready, and he couldn't make it home. So I don't know what's going on in his.
I do want to just say something.
Right.
So, in part of being the league commissioner, I hold the word integrity very high in this league, and I just want to say the penalty was to come on this podcast and do this discussion and talk. While Rob was not originally penalized, he was asked to come on the show and give his side, so we can get a full perspective of everything that took place. I want you to know now, right now, live, that the league is working to find a penalty for Rob not joining. I'm here at work. I stepped outside to make sure I made for this. I don't see why Rob couldn't do the same. There's no difference. So, Rob, if you are listening or when you do listen, know that there will be repercussions for this as well.
And look,
we hold everybody the same standards in this league. There's no one above the law, and Rob needs to.
And you're exactly right, because right now I will be resting because I worked the overnight shift. So I took some time out of my day and my rest schedule to make this for this league, so I keep the integrity and keep so I won't be penalized. But he did not make it. So what am I wrong? Because when I look at the trade, and I sent him back another trade, okay, which basically gave him Addison, which is another wide receiver that he wanted, and 2 running backs, and he declined the trade.
You proposed a different trade that he declined.
Yes.
Okay.
And he still wants. And look, I'm willing to negotiate with him, but he doesn't want to negotiate anymore. And I want, look, Hunt and Mixon. I've looked at his, and that's the other thing. When I went to his team, and the original when I accepted the trade, I didn't even look at his team. I was sleepy, bummed. But when I look at his team, this guy has a stacked team. And now he wants me to have like 2 bench players that he has, or one that's not even getting any playing time, as Wallen or the running back from Pittsburgh. So I don't know. And it's funny because after all this discussion, I've had a flood of trades from Adrian, Pablo, Gaitan. Everybody has been wanting to trade with me.
Let's talk about that, Jose. What's the trade that's on the table that stands out the most to you right now?
Well, I need a running back. Okay, I have a slew of wide receivers. Okay, I'm looking to either it all depends. Addison. If you want Theilan, and Theilan is going to come at it has to come with 2 players and 2 good players, because Theilan has been balling, and I ain't gonna lie, he has been balling. Because if you look at my team, and don't get this wrong, and I know some of you guys are going to put in the comment section, and let me see if anybody has put anything on the chat. Okay. But I know people are going to put in the comment section, oh, you're trying to, give away the season, trying to help everybody else win. No, I'm not like that. Yes, I'm second to last, but I feel like my winning streak is coming. Okay.
But why was there like 4 people that were saying that you had given up, or you said that in a chat of some sort? I didn't know about it either.
I think that's Adrian. Wow, man, look at the lip service. What was that? Say it again, Omar.
But a lot of people in the chat responded with that you had said you gave up in the league. That's why there was a lot of speculation of a fire sale going on.
Because
taken advantage of.
So the week before, and I'll discuss further. The week before, my almost half of my team was injured. Okay, then I had buys, and so I didn't really look upon that week and saw that I only lost by 0.2 points, because Dak Prescott decided to take a knee at the end of the game, and I lost it. I was not even looking towards that. I was not even looking at that at our league. So that's why what I meant by that comment. I was like, man, I just barely lost. I was not even looking. That's why. But I don't give up any leagues. I try to be on the upset alert. I'm trying to upset the people that are trying to make the playoffs, and we go
So,
from there.
and then just in my defense, this is what I was suspect about. When I heard Adam Thielen, this was like your last pick, correct? Your 12th pick?
Who, me?
Yeah?
On that?
Because this
No.
is 13th pick and it's round 2 and it's you. So you had to have a back to back.
I don't think, no,
So
I was like
literally, so
7th.
Adam Thielen, drafted second round overall, 13th, had 4 20+ games. He only busted 1 week. First week, he has 300+ yard games as 126 fantasy football points.
Yeah.
His next weeks, he's playing Houston, week schedule 3-3, Indiana 3-4, Chicago 2-5, Dallas 4-2. That's the only one that's a winning schedule right now.
And you know,
Then they got
they're gonna
Tennessee
lose to the Cowboys.
2-4, Tampa Bay 3-3, New Orleans 3-4. Nobody's on a winning schedule there. Imagine the only offense that Bryce Young has is Adam Thielen. I don't know what else to do. He's offering you Kareem Hunt, 140th drafted.
Hey, Adrian's
12th
saying
round.
saying on the comments here, Kirk Cousins ready to go. Let me know.
Kareem Hunt having a weak schedule. He's even a game time decision because he had a thigh issue.
Oh, wait.
I think Jerome Ford had an ankle issue last week, but he'll be back in 2 weeks.
I think Chris is trying to say something. What you gotta say, Chris?
I've noticed something that Omar is bringing up, and I wanted to ask him because I wanted some clarification, because I think maybe some people in this league might not vote the same way Omar does. Omar, is what you're saying is that the grounds for a veto, and this is something you and I discussed, are relegated to just what we think is fair and unfair, or can you use the veto as leverage? For example, if you're playing somebody this week and you see they might make a trade that will benefit that team, are you vetoing that trade based on the leverage that you might get if the trade does or does not go through? Or are you only doing it for moral reasons such as collusion or something like that?
No, I'm vetoing for a trade that I only see one team benefiting and the other team kind of not getting what they want. He gave him one running back and a wide receiver. He asked for 2 running backs for a wide receiver. And to me, I mean, good job for Roberto for offering a trade, but I don't know. I found it crazy. Like, Jaylen Warren wasn't even drafted by Roberto. At least Kareem Hunt was. Like, he stashed him. I'll give him that. But that's like me saying, oh, I'm going to give you Cooper Kupp after me holding on for him for first 4 weeks and saying he's not a top wide receiver.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp is still legit now. He's just...
Omar, it sounds to me like what you're saying is that you are the voice of reason when these trades go through. And if you don't think the trade is fair, then it doesn't matter what Jose thinks and what Rob thinks. And that's
no
big concern with the power that you have as a league manager vetoing. It's dangerous because somebody who sits there and thinks that they are the one who can decide what is fair and what is not, should they have that power? I don't know.
I actually didn't even know I had the power.
Hey, look, but I'm trying to.
I didn't know I could do that.
Look, but let me see. Like when I veto a trade, I look at it as in Omar's perspective. I don't even go to see where they're at in the rankings. I just look to see if it's a fair trade. Now, again, we've seen a few trades go down in this fantasy football league. Which Cali and Coco, when I'm looking at that thing and I'm saying some of those trades that went through, oh man, I'm like,
let me ask you what is collusion in your idea? Because if somebody's calling somebody the night before on Wednesday night saying, hey, are you going to grab this wide receiver? Are you going to grab a tight end? Are you going to grab, who are you going to use your waiver wire? And, saying, hey, this is why I'm going to do this and doing that. Is that not collusion? Or is that just being an active manager?
Omar, you saying that someone has messaged you and spoken to you, trying to find out what waiver moves you will be making beforehand, so that you and them could work together in unison?
There has
Is that
some.
what you?
I've had some people, investigating what my
Well,
moves are my intentions when I was sitting on the top of the waiver wire.
for sure,
I am not
Adrian.
currently there anymore, so no, maybe I don't have those offers. Maybe somebody else gets those offers nowadays.
Who is?
Hey, I'm telling you right now, the one that's commenting almost every time, Adrian over here. You know that boy. I don't hear from Adrian all week until it starts getting down to the nitty gritty, and I'll get a text message like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" Or here and there, like when he needs something. I love you, Adrian, but damn.
No, guys, I'm sorry. I do got to get off in a minute, but before I do,
Okay.
I did have one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that is for you, JJ.
Yeah.
You already voiced that you weren't aware of the trade fully, and that you did make a mistake, and that you did luck out by not having to accept that trade, which should have gone through. But you've paid the price, you've paid your service, you've held this podcast, and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, when talking to you, you did dismiss me and tell me that you were on an anniversary dinner and that you wanted to put this matter behind you. So my question is, one, how did the dinner go? And two, do you think that fantasy football should come after personal life, especially when there is kickoff times on the line and this is a matter of significant importance for some people?
Well, the dinner went well. Okay, we went to Cooper's Hawk for the anniversary dinner. Love Cooper's Hawk. All the food on there is fire. Wine tasting, everything. So even though I kept it with the Legends burger, fire, 2 patties, secret sauce, and the calamari and the key lime pie. But two, um, yeah, I mean, I just felt like it was more of we always say family first, right? Yeah, family first, okay, and then everything after that. So that's why I worked the overnight shift. Me and my wife are on different schedules. So it was one of the times that I was able to enjoy a night out with her. Unlike you guys, I don't know where your work schedule, but I know most of you guys are like 9 to 5ers, grinding and stuff like that. But again, me and my wife are on 2 separate schedules, so that's why I put it on the back burner. It's family, then Dallas Cowboys, Florida State, and then fantasy football.
So it had nothing to do with the fact that you didn't like the trade. Had it
Huh?
been a good trade, would you have taken the time from that anniversary dinner to accept it?
I think I would have probably done it right before kickoff, if anything. I would have woke up earlier. But again, I just felt like it was Roberto crying, bitching, moaning, and look. And then I looked and I was like, why is he making this such a big of a deal? And then I go look on the ESPN. He hasn't won a championship. He thinks it's his year. And
He did. He did. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. It's a quote from Roberto that he
okay.
on my phone. Um, he said to me, "You can't let this slide. Something needs to happen. This is my year."
Oof.
He
See?
knew. I hope you guys have a great night. JJ and Omar, thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me, guys.
No, hey, thank you for
Yeah, good
coming on.
night.
I appreciate you. And look, and after that, we're gonna talk. We're not gonna talk anymore. We're just gonna end it with that. I was gonna go into some Penn State because Omar, if you guys don't know Omar, he graduated from Penn State. Omar, you still doing digital stuff, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, look, and if you guys looking for enhance all your digital web links, YouTube and stuff like that, hit up me in the comment section or DM me. I'll give you Omar's personal information so he can make your page, whatever the case may be, look good, because we gotta bump up my boy Omar. This guy is awesome of what he does. He helps. Look, when I started this page, started this podcast, I went to Omar and asked him a bunch of questions, very knowledgeable on everything, and helped me out to just build up this platform. So I owed a debt of gratitude to Omar. I owe you a lot, bro.
Appreciate it, JJ.
Just helping me out, and it was for free. Maybe a couple 12 packs down the line and stuff like that, and maybe some a big bottle and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys. So if you guys need anything from Omar, any digital stuff, what other stuff do you do that for
I
work?
appreciate it, JJ. Do you want to? No, if you got a second, we could talk about the Penn State.
Okay, let's talk about the
I'll
Penn
hit
State.
up.
Go ahead.
It's a comeback week, but it's a little sneaky week. It's Indiana this week, 12 o'clock game.
Okay.
But it's a home game at least, so that'll be good. But Halloween weekend,
Oof.
a lot of things could happen in a college town.
Ah, man.
110,000 people meeting at one time is never means for not a good time.
Hey, let me ask you, Omar. How many Penn State games did you attend when you were there?
Probably a couple, like 12, 14 games.
And how is that atmosphere at Penn State?
Unmatchable. Like 110, 112,000 people. All rooting for one. It's not really. You're not like an individual anymore. You're kind of like a swarm. Yeah. Everybody's standing. Half the field is practically, if it's a night game, it's definitely a whiteout. No, it was great. It's fantastic. You can't match it.
And you've been part of those whiteouts, correct?
Yeah. I was
Oh,
there
man.
2005 all the way to 2008. So I had the Michael Robinson. I had those games were fantastic. We beat Ohio State at 1 year. We beat Michigan at home. We went to the Orange Bowl that year. I think we played Florida State that year. Actually, we beat you guys with 3 field goals or something like that. It was ridiculous.
And I don't know if you can you read the comments there? It says he doesn't remember any of them. Miller Lite. That's Adrian right there. Hey, look, no, to be honest with you, when you went off to Penn State and you came back, I think that's where all of our friendships, got a little bit better, because you brought all those games and knowledge of beer pong, all like the rules and stuff like that. You came and you brought that to our friends, and I think that made our little house parties get a little bit better.
No, it was a
Quite
good
frankly.
time. No, and I imagine we were tailgating Canes games. That's always fun. It's always a good time.
Adrian says whiteouts and blackouts. Right, boy. Hey, so when you're at Penn State, did you ever get to storm the field?
I never did.
Ah,
But no.
I think you kind of missed out on that one, huh?
I don't know. That would have been crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, that would have been cool to.
Wait,
Yeah, I guess, but we can't. Yeah, it was wild. But I think the one game I would have done, it would have been we would have beat Ohio State, and
'Cause
then
that's your
we
that's your
thought
big
we were
rival right
going to
there.
play. I think we were ranked number 2 or 3 at the time, and number 2 had lost, and number 1 wasn't an upset. So when we won the game, we thought we were going to be ranked number 1 in the nation, but we weren't. But
Hey, look,
yeah.
I'm glad that you were able to see that environment, because not a lot of people have, out of our friends group and stuff like that, get to, and especially in South Florida, get to enjoy that kind of environment, because when you have the Canes that
I
what
mean, the difference is
5,000 fans and stuff like that.
I grew up with the Canes. I went to the Orange Bowl Canes games when I was like in 6th, 7th grade. Random fact, like going to Lake Stevens, you would have people that is like, oh, my cousin plays for the Canes or something, and it ended up being Sonoris Moss, and like his brother Santana Moss, or his cousin Santana Moss actually played for the Canes. It was crazy. It was
Yeah.
but it was a good time.
Okay. And
So that's the atmosphere that I grew up, that you could go to a tailgate and you park at somebody's house. You
Yeah.
hopefully don't get blocked in, uh, and everybody's screaming. That's how I got introduced to college football. So
Nice.
when I went to Penn State, it was different because it was just a different vibe. Like, it wasn't just the college students; it was literally the whole
The
state
whole-
of Pennsylvania becoming
Yeah.
like becomes
That's
one.
awesome.
So it was kind of like impactful that everybody, like, it was, I saw grandparents and parents and kids all rooting for the same thing. They're all, come like united.
Yeah.
And also it's cold, so
There's nothing.
people start drinking heavily.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay warm. But no, it's a good time. It's a weird culture shock leaving here to go there, but it was a good time. I mean, I met my first Amish people. They make a great pastry, I can tell
Oh,
you that.
nice. Nice, nice, nice.
But no, other than that, I think this year James Franklin, I mean, that's the hurdle that he hasn't been able to do, and that's beat Ohio State. They have his number.
Mhm.
Now, I don't want to bring up Michigan with the whole cheating thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And because I mean that we used to have a good chance in beating Michigan, but then now the last few years it's been a little wild.
Mhm.
Um, but I can't hate. Michigan has been great program. Ohio State's a great program, but I agree with a couple of my friends that they said, we have Drew Allar that's a red shirt, so that would have been great. He only played 3 games last year, so this year he started as a full starter. He's played fantastic. Didn't have an interception until this game,
Okay.
and then and maybe it was like, he's from Ohio, he's from Columbus, so he knows that environment. He grew up in that environment. He just maybe felt a little overwhelmed with the team, but we thought we were coming with
As you see, Christian
but,
Gaitan, what's wrong with his left eye? I don't know. Are you talking about me or Omar? I don't know. Hey, look,
but
I,
no, it was, what I'm saying, it was so he knew it. And then the Ohio State quarterback, he's from Pennsylvania, so I guess it was his rival. He's trying to live up to his own name, make his own you know career. So I do have to admit, Ohio State has the best wide receiver in the nation with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mhm.
That
Hopefully, he
guy is
doesn't get it.
unstoppable. He's doing it. Maybe Heisman contender right now. But
Do you think Penn
that's one
State can
thing
make
that
the
a lot of
playoffs?
people. I'm sorry.
Do you think Penn State can make the playoffs?
So, upset alert. As in, if we win out, we would have to be Indiana, Maryland. That it's a sneak game because, or it's like a trap game, what I want to call it, because it's at Maryland. They're always a little feisty. So, and then after that, we got to face Michigan. So if we upset Maryland, Michigan number 2,
There's a
I think
possibility.
we have a chance because in the tiebreaker in the conference, we would win that tiebreaker. So, and then we would just have to win out against Rutgers and Michigan State. But if we would win out, have a one loss, I think we could maybe sneak in as a 6th pick.
Woo. Okay. All
We
right.
would have to win out the
Okay.
Big Ten champion, and then maybe face I would say
You
Wisconsin is a creep from the other side.
because you guys have one loss, correct? Or
This was
zero?
this was our first loss, yes.
This okay. I will tell you, I think Florida State's gonna go undefeated. I think
They're
this
currently
is
number 3, if I'm not mistaken, eh?
four. They're actually four. They should be three, but four.
I mean,
Um,
Georgia's
hey, but
rough right now.
Georgia lost
Georgia's
their
playing Florida this week, so that's a good big game
Georgia
for them
lost
as
their
well.
top tight end. I just think that this Florida State now you got me kind of a little concerned because we're playing Wake Forest.
Those are
And
trap games.
the holiday weekend, the Halloween weekend hasn't been kind to us as of late. But I do think that FSU runs the table and they're gonna face Miami, and I believe it's I want to say in 2 weeks or sooner, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But in tally, everybody's saying, "Oh, look, the Canes they're gonna upset FSU." Look, you guys had the almost exact same team from last year, and we don't put that whooping on y'all in your own stadium, okay, in Cane Stadium. So it's in tally. I think our team's 10 times better from last year. So I can't wait to see that ass whooping that we're gonna give the Canes, because I think the Canes team, I think they're a little bit overrated. Defense is good, but their offense is not. When they got Van Dyke back there, that guy was good for 1 year, and that was it. And I think he got exposed last year. He's been horrible this year. I think it's just a level of competition that they played wasn't got them their wins. But I really thought, look, he might not even play anymore with I think it was a freshman quarterback that played.
I mean, he's a
And beat
5-star
Clemson.
though.
They beat Clemson, so I don't know. That it was an impressive Clemson win, even though the Clemson Tigers are going in the wrong
Let me ask you
direction.
this: look, you're kind of moving ahead. You're already overstepping Wake Forest at Pitt,
Yeah,
FSU at Pitt.
yeah.
It's a snow game.
But that,
I don't know. And then you gotta you gotta come to Miami. Oh no, Miami's at FSU.
yeah.
I don't know who North Alabama. They probably paid you $1 million to play.
Wait, we played.
And then you
We
gotta
paid
end
them.
at the Swamp.
Oh yeah,
That is a
that's
tough schedule.
Hey,
right there to finish.
Keon
saying,
Coleman is
That
gonna.
is like, all right. So I'll give you this. I'll admit this to you this time, as in, if Florida State goes undefeated and clears the state of Florida by beating Florida, then yeah, you could talk. But I mean,
We shall
you
see.
beat up a weak LSU team.
A week? What? God, here we go now with all this. Oh, here we go. And then yes,
No, but you
talk
squeaked
about,
by Clemson 31-24.
and that's at Death Valley. Okay.
Okay, and then you
A
had a
Duke
little
team that's
you
ranked.
had a little early upset. I don't know what's going on with Florida State, that they're giving up a couple points in the beginning, and then they're like playing catch up early and stuff like
Well,
that. That could creep up.
That's what I don't like. But the past 3 games, Florida State has shut out the opponent from not scoring in the second half. So I can take my chances on that.
Okay, no, but other than that, I mean, Florida winning the Swamp. That is like, a kind of like a cherry on top to say, hey, look, we're it right now.
All right.
But
Hey, Omar, so you being from Penn State and Canes fan, and we'll end it soon, okay? You being a mostly Canes fan, who do you hate more? And I've always asked this on Canes people. Who do you hate more, Florida or FSU?
I would have to say FSU.
Oh my God, man! I look. I hate Florida. I'd rather see the Canes do better than the Gators. It's just something about the Gators I hate.
In my opinion, it's a generational thing.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot that your wife went to UF. Okay,
that too.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a doghouse.
That stadium, I've seen it a little bit more.
You don't want to be in a doghouse. Just say it.
I mean,
okay.
Also, dude, they had Emmitt Smith. I mean, you guys had Dion.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, we had Dion, Charlie Ward, Peter Warwick, Jameis Winston.
No. I mean, but no. I don't know. I don't know why. I feel from Lake Stevens again. You just go against FSU. That's kind of thing.
I would think all the Canes fans would agree with me and hate the Florida Gators, because it's just something with the Gators and the khaki pants and stuff like that they always wear. I don't know. When I think Florida Gators, I think polos, khaki pants. That's all.
No, you know what I think the game of the week is? To me, it is Washington Stanford.
Okay.
Washington number 5 right now. Stanford. Kind of a creepy game, but they beat Colorado as a crazy upset. They were down 27. They came back and beat them at the end over overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's Georgia versus Florida this week. So
Yeah.
that'll be a party. That'll be a good time. That'll be another, another speed bump that Georgia has to go through to, claim that number 1 spot.
So
And then Virginia versus Miami. Where is it at?
So who does Penn State play their next big game? That's you're saying
Indiana. We play Indiana and Maryland.
Okay,
but
so
then we got to face Michigan. That's the
Michigan is the big one. All right, so we're gonna put it as a comment. Who do you think is gonna win this year, Penn State or Michigan? You guys can comment on the restream to see who's gonna win that game. I'm gonna go with Omar since he joined this podcast and he took his time out of the day. I'm gonna go with Penn State. I'm gonna see. I feel like it's Penn State's year, so they're gonna get over the hump. So go Penn State. Okay.
Well, yeah, if you want to wrap it up, it's a good time. Appreciate it having me on. It was a pleasure.
I appreciate you. Again, if you guys want to holler at Omar, please hit me up in the DMs. He got you on all the digital stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in for Big Meat Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page, and we'll catch you on the next episode.